One of the most challenging things to mask out are areas that are soft focus. Or in this instance, the photographer used a wide open aperture, so the eyes are in focus and then the hair would get softer. Now I want to take this woman and put her into a different environment, and this greenish studio background really isn't very nice. I'm going to use the apply image command to build up a mask. So let's look at the channels first to see if there's any information we can take advantage of. If I click on red, green, or blue, blue's not interesting, it's too noisy, it's too dark. But both the red and the green have information I can take advantage of. So I'm going to start by duplicating the green channel, and I can use the image, apply image command to, your source is what's going to be blended into the channel that was active when you entered apply image. So I'm going to try hard light. I always start with the contrast enhancing blending modes, which are these three right here: overlay, soft light, and hard light. That looks pretty good. Let me undo that. See that difference? It's already starting to look pretty good. Now what's nice about the apply image command, you can just do it again. I'm going to go image, apply image. Now in this case, 2 passes of hard light might be a little strong. Try a little soft light, overlay, and I think that's a little brighter, so I'm going to use overlay. So I've blended the red channel with the green copy twice, once with hard light and once with overlay. Now for a good mask there's always some handwork involved, so I usually start with the easy stuff, which is grabbing as much as I can with a standard selection tool. Sometimes it's the lasso tool, sometimes it's even the marquee tool. You can just take the marquee tool and grab big chunks of an image, and because black is my background color, I can simply hit the delete key. Now I need to create a soft transition, so I'll use a soft brush, or else you'll see that delineation between what was selected and what wasn't. And I'm staying away from the edges of her hair. Don't want to get in too close to the edges of the hair. If you're always watching, it's better to undo a bad brush stroke than try to retouch a bad brush stroke. Okay, now to make the background whiter so that more of my new background will show through, I like using the dodge tool set to highlights. And to do this, I always bring up the info palette, because you notice I'm now at 12, and when I start brushing, I'm very quickly force that background to white. Now you don't want to overdo the dodge tool because it will add contrast. You're taking away the nice transitions. So I want to be a little careful. And hair masking does involve some compromise. You know, I have to see, do I want to get every single hair here? I'll try to leave that little billowing piece in. We'll see what that looks like when I get to the composite. And I think this is her arm, but I'm not sure. So what I do is I'll turn on the view column, and I'll see, just in case, I'll paint over her arm here. Yeah, that was a good call, to make sure that we don't get any background into her arm later. Okay, so she's masked out. I'm going to go back to RGB. I'm going to load that selection, Command Option Control Alt 4, and bring in my new background. Yep, I think she needs vacation. Let's put her on that sunset. Okay, I have the active selection. I'm going to click on the layer mask that reveals her. And now, to transform something, I like to zoom out, and that will let me see my bounding box. Oh, that's a typical mistake. I forgot one little detail. I'm going to hit the escape key. You notice here when you add a mask, this is the layer, this is the mask, and the link button means if you change one, the other will change. For example, if I transform one, the other will transform. So I need to escape, and now when I go into transform, only the sunset changes. Okay, now I'm going to reduce the opacity of that sunset to let in a little bit more hair information. And let's zoom out for a moment. And that's looking pretty good. Okay, I have to do a little bit of softening right along here. I'll use a brush, but that's quite the difference, isn't it? Looks like she's there. And with a little bit of refinement, for example here, to get rid of some of this haloing. Now, if you're not sure which color to paint, look at the layer mask. I need to paint with white, and I'm going to use a small, soft brush to just nudge in some of that sunset. And as you can see, more hair details coming out. Because what I'm doing is I'm revealing more of the layer underneath. And these little hairs here, that's really what's going to make a nice composite. So check the other side. Reduce my opacity. So a lot of the masking is a little practice, touch and feel, then going back and having the patience to refine the mask. It's a lot of back and forth, but as long as you're working with layers, look how beautiful that is. It's all her hair, and I can see the sunset through it. I'm going to move the sunset for a moment so you can see that you'll actually see the orange back there. See those clouds coming through? That's really beautiful. So, when working on soft focus image areas, try using the apply image command to combine the channels that have the information to build up a mask.